Oh yeah, 2026, baby. Here we are. What's going on, Roomy?
Well, I think we should introduce ourselves to each other because we haven't talked or recorded in 3 years. It has been way too long.
Way too long. Man, I was in Boston for way too long. 140 days. And getting
Wow,
back,
that is. It did feel like a lot to me. It felt a lot longer to you.
oh my gosh, so long. But I'm back. I'm back in my amazing space. I'm back in Georgia Launchpad. It's good to be back. I am excited to be back. But yeah, man, it's way too long. I didn't have internet in my hotel, and it was a disaster. A lot of people have
You
been
missed
like
a lot.
saying,
There's been a lot happening on the internet.
"Oh my gosh, I know." I hear, but I don't experience it. Like I didn't get to watch any movies. Everybody's posting like, "I watched 163 films this year. I watched 36." That's like embarrassing for me.
It's not just embarrassing; it's unprofessional. Like we have a job, Rumi. We're podcasters. We're journalists. You have a responsibility to the nerd listening public.
When I apply for like professional badges to Comic Cons, they're going to be like, "You only watched
Yeah.
36 films."
How many movies did
Denied.
you watch? Get the fuck out of here. And then they're going to be like, what movies did you watch? And you'll be like, I watched Saltburn again because I love that ending. And they're like, nah, never mind.
I did see a few things in theaters. Yeah, it was great. But yeah, man, I'm excited. We're gonna dive into it. We're back. We're gonna record more. We promise. Um, uh, last year's circumstances aside, we're gonna record a lot more this year. Like at least twice as many times. So we'll release like 6 episodes.
I love that well, we didn't get bad until like the last month, I think. But I like
Yeah.
that you're like promising our listeners that like guys, sorry, we'll be back now. As if everyone was like, God, has anyone heard from the Handsome Boys? Are they okay? Guys, has anyone heard about from Matt and Aaron? I'm worried about them. And also, I need my nerd content. I haven't heard anyone say anything about dildo pizzas in 4 months. Are they okay?
Send out a search party to where all the podcasters go when they die. I mean, in this day and age, we knew too much, Matt. We were saying too many truths, and we just got kidnapped and disappeared by the government. That's what people were thinking, right?
Can you imagine the state of the government where you and I would be a priority? Like, how fucked up would the government have to be? We're like, hey, we got to silence Matt and Aaron. Like,
Uh, I,
there's
I feel like we're like a week away from that though. Like it just keeps getting dumber and dumber. And like, how many days are we? 6 days into the new year, and it's already dumb as shit, dude. It's
yeah,
so
yeah.
stupid out there. I can't go
Something to
outside
be.
without
It's
being like
consistent at least.
consistently fucking dumb. Oh, all right, man. Well, we got a lot to talk about. Let's get it going.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
All right, welcome to Launchpad Podcast. I'm Aaron.
Aaron, nice to meet you. I'm Matt. How are you doing? What's your role here on this show?
Oh, I'm a co-host and producer of this show. You seem like a nice fellow. Think we
Oh
could
yes,
have
I'm
a
also a co-host and producer of this show. Some people say I provide the looks and the humor, and some of the thoughts too, some of the thought processes, and the hair. What's with this fucking hair today? Look at this.
You look like a '90s like boy band right now, like with this
That's
like hair,
exactly.
like
Well, thank you for saying that. I'm exactly what I'm going for.
a Devon Sawa thing.
Here's the best part: is when I said that's what I was going for. I was going to load up a '90s boy band song and start singing it. Couldn't think of a single one. Shows you how
Bye,
masculine
bye,
I am.
bye.
Oh yeah, there you go. I think
Except,
I wanted to do a New Kids on the Block song, but I couldn't think of something fast enough. You got the right stuff, baby. Remember that?
No. See, here's the funniest thing
Really
is
gonna turn me on. You're too little to remember New Kids on the Block.
I am. I don't remember New Kids on the Block. I couldn't name one of their songs for you. Yeah, I mean, I could do some Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Goddamn
Was he a
good
boy band?
vibrations. Dun, 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 dun. No, he's not a boy band. No, I won't do Marky that bad.
He's just a boy.
He's in a band and a boy. Words together make new words. How was the holidays, Matt? How was your holidays?
Really good. Different now that Amanda and I are split up. It was different for that reason, but it was like we're getting along pretty well right now, so that was cool. Kent got some good shit. He got a really cool lightsaber set from Aunt Marianne. Shout out to Aunt Marianne. And it's all these different modular parts that you could click together to make different types of, I don't know, giant lightsaber tools with a big regular lightsaber and then two like lightsaber daggers. So you can make all these things. It's cool. I got to say, I got him an Iron Man mask that the front part opens up and there's a clear plastic thing over his eyes and it has all this circuitry like laser etched into it and it lights up. That, and I got him an archery set that's actually a pretty cool little, nothing crazy, but like we've only broken one arrow twice. I don't know why 1 out of 10 is broken twice, but he freaking loves it. And Kent is really appreciative during the holidays. So like when he gets something, the rest of the day he's thanking you. Dad, thank you for that Iron Man mask. And it's like there's nothing better than that, So it's really fun. It was really fun for that reason.
Raising your kid right is always super fun because like Sammy, it was like Christmas. We did all the presents. As an adult, you get like 2 or 3 things. And you're like, great. And the socks I needed. Thanks. And you're happy. And she goes, Grandma didn't get that many presents. And I'm opening all the presents. All the presents. I wish there were more presents for Grandma and Mommy and Daddy. And we were like, that's really kind. Good for you, kid. I have throughout the whole time, I'm constantly amazed about like, to toot our own horn, mostly Kate, but our horn.
Yeah.
That we're doing a great job raising our kid. I showed my kid Bugs Bunny for the first time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, sort of.
How'd that go?
They hurt each other a lot. Yeah. Well, because it's interesting. The context needed for Bugs Bunny that I was completely unaware of. Because like when I was a kid, I just watched that shit. But like, she doesn't know what a hunter is. She doesn't know what a gun is. She doesn't know why you would make fun of somebody with a lisp. Like there's all these things.
So you had to mansplain Warner Brothers cartoons to her.
Yeah, exactly. And then like we got to I'm watching like the 70s ones, and like we got to a Pepe Le Pew one. She's like, he's not respecting boundaries, and I was like, yes, 100%.
Damn.
You know what? We can fast forward through this. Fuck Pepe Le Pew. It was great, but it's also funny because she's like, she thinks Wile E. Coyote's really funny, and like Marvin the Martian's pretty funny, but like rabbit season, duck season, which I'm like, ha ha. She's like,
right.
What's rabbit season? And you're like, hunting seasons to a kid. They don't get it.
So like, did we not get that when we were little, or did we know more about hunting? Like, what do you think is the generational difference between those two?
I mean, I grew up in Indiana, man. I knew where deer lockers were, like.
Oh, I guess that's true. Yeah, you're like a country bumpkin boy, so that's a little bit different.
I grew up in like the suburbs of Indianapolis, like not very country bumpkin.
Yeah.
But, like,
you were living in a deer stand, so that's a lot different.
Yes. Dude, my dog is sitting here just farting up a storm. I'm sitting here like, oh, what is that smell? I look down, it's the dog. I was like, did I just mystery shit my pants? Who put
Roger
shit
Jackson
in my
is
pants?
like, stop farting, Rufio.
So yeah, Bugs Bunny was good. It's fun to show her stuff, and I like doing that. It's fun to share. But yeah, I don't know if she's going to be into Bugs Bunny that much. We'll see.
I like that we asked each other how our holidays were and both threw in a humble brag. I essentially was like, I'm good at picking out presents. And you're like, my parenting is above par.
I mean, you got to big up yourself sometimes, man.
Here's a big up, and I hope that you appreciate this. It seems monumental to me, but you're going to be like, dude, years ago, buddy Josh Kelly got me a Oculus 2 VR headset,
Yeah.
and we were playing a game called Elven Assassin, where you are an elf with a bow and arrow, and you're like in a lookout tower, and as these ogres run up towards your tower, you shoot arrows to them. And they can come from different places, and there's other spots that you could like teleport to if you shoot your arrow to that spot. So you could, like, if they're too far below you and you can't see down, you could shoot an arrow over there, and you're magically over there, so you could shoot, from a different angle. So Josh Kelly, in true Josh Kelly fashion, got that from me because he's like, we don't hang out enough. Let's do this because then we can talk through the headsets while we shoot orcs. So we did that for like 2 weeks, and that's it. And I really haven't touched it since. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to try. And there's a couple cool Darth Vader games where you have a lightsaber and you can do lightsaber training, use the Force. So I was like, I should do that. So I finally reset that up and did a good job. And Kent wanted to play, obviously. And I was like, shit, there's got to be a way to make that talk to the TV so that I could see what he sees in the headset, right? So I Googled it, and it's very easy to do per Google. You click 2 or 3 buttons, and that's it. The reality of that shit was like I may as well have had to like open up the back of the TV, start splicing wires and crack into the mainframe. It seriously was so fucking hard to do. I did eventually do it, but it was one of those things. Like, I think you know me well enough. I'm very black and white and science brained if I can be. I want instructions, I want step-by-steps, and I want it to be the same every time. This is like sometimes it connects and sometimes it doesn't. And if it doesn't, you got to restart the process again. And even if you don't change any variables, it might work, it might not. And I can't handle that. Like, I try to diagnose. Rumi and I just had a problem with the machines recording, and I was trying to set stuff up, and I'm like, okay, wait, if I plug this in, does it change it? No. Okay, so that's not the problem. If I plug this in, does that change it? You couldn't do that with this. It was driving me frickin' bonkers. And I got my 6-year-old with a headset on that's bigger than him, pulling his face down, and all he wants to do is fight Darth Vader. Can't get the shit to work. And then I'm like, fuck it. You could just play it. And he's like, where do I go? And I was like, I don't even know what you see, man. I can't.
See, I know exactly what you're talking about, 100%. Because, like, it would be a fun thing to get a group of friends in a room doing stuff and being able to see what your idiot friend is doing. And they do make it seem easy, and it's not, because that handshake with whatever device you're connecting to, this is the world I live in, is computers that don't talk to each other right, and like programs, and like, they say a definition of his insanity is doing the same thing over and over again,
correct,
expecting a different. That is my life. My job is insanity. Just like, well, that render didn't work. I guess I'll just do it again. Bing, bing, bing.
Without changing anything, right? Not moving any variables, just changing, just redoing it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It is more akin to baking. Like, well, the souffle crashed this time. I don't know. So, like,
I guess I'll try it again.
I guess
I did end up getting it, and it was worth it. And now I do believe I know how to do it. But, like, I could do it twice and work one time and not work another time. And I cannot figure out why that's the case. But I at least know if it doesn't work, I know to hit disconnect. I know to hit start. I know to hit connect again, and it might work.
Isn't that interesting? I just thought about this. In saying it, I thought about this. Cooking is the same thing as like fucking with computers. But like you're supposed to do the same thing every time, and it may come out, the variable of like how long, like you're changing very little, but you have to follow those directions. When you're fucking with computer shit, you're like, I don't know, plug it in this time, plug it in that time. It's just.
Or how about the best is whacking the side of it, right? Like, it's not working, so let me whack it.
Need a bigger hammer. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just a good old. Oh, remember when we used to play a video game cartridge like a harmonica to get it to work?
Yeah.
Like everybody.
And the best is I read something recently that said, you weren't supposed to do that. You should never do that. And I'm like, I made hundreds of games work by doing that, right?
Yes, 100%. That's how you dusted it, by getting it nice and slobbery. That helped with the connectivity, the conductors inside. Whatever.
We still have that. We still have Nintendo, the original Nintendo, at Amanda's house, and we play the original cartridges. And when it doesn't work, you blow in that shit, and it works. It fixes it. Not every time. You got to play with it, but. We did end up getting the headset to work. It did work
Good.
good. Kent loved it. The best is we start the Vader game. It's called Vader Immortal, I think, and
Yep.
this is the second. I have 3. I'm in the
Yep.
middle of the second one. So you could play the story mode, and the story mode starts where the first one ends. So Vader is standing in front of you in a dark room, lit only by his lightsaber, and
Sick.
he's like, "You're deep in the Force. You can essentially be my apprentice. I'll show you the way." And he says, "Follow me," and he walks away down like you can't see anything until he gets to like a dark doorway, and he goes through, and then all you can see is like the reddish light from through that doorway. Kent takes the headset off. He goes, "I'm not going after him. He's a bad guy." And I explained to him, I was like, "No, I get it. You're not supposed to trust him, but the game is going to be about that." And I said, "I don't know the game, but I guarantee you at some point in this game, he's going to teach you the Force, he's going to teach you lightsaber, and then he's going to try to either use you or kill you because he's done with you. And that's when your character is going to make a choice not to follow Vader, but to be a good guy." Kent's like, "Nope, you do this part." So anytime it got a little intense, he'd give it to me. There was another part where there's like a giant hole, and it's almost like a tube, and the tube has holes in it. And
Yeah.
you are on the outside of the tube climbing it, and there is a 4-armed Rancor on the inside, and he's reaching his arms through trying to grab you. So you have
Right.
to dodge him. You have to use the Force to throw things at his arms, which stuns him, and then he backs up. Then you can climb to the next level. When you get to the top of this tube, the Rancor goes down, and if you look down the hole, you get crazy vertigo. But it's just a deep black hole that you can't see the bottom of, and there's nothing in there. Then you're supposed to like shimmy along the edge of it, and when you do, the Rancor pops up right in your face. And I had the headset on, and Kent was on the couch watching, and there's about a 1-second delay between. So I'm like shimmying, and fucking Rancor jumps up in my face. I go, "Ah!" And then Kent goes, "Ah!" And we're dying because, like, you got us pretty good, Vader's Immortal or whatever, the Immortal Vader. We were cracking up. He was like, "I'm glad you did that part."
I like that.
man.
I was trying to scare my kid this break too. I bought the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark,
Nice.
like a compendium, all 3 books in a hardback. And my kid is
With the original
loving-
illustrations, because they've re-released
Yes.
them in the last couple of years, but with
With-
different illustrations.
with wiener art, yeah, for those little wiener kids of this generation that can't handle cool shit. Yeah, I saw the wiener version at Barnes and Nobles and I was like, I'm not buying that. So I'm literally looking at Amazon, like in Barnes and Nobles, looking at Amazon, be like, you won't
Yeah,
give
yeah,
me the
yeah.
thing that I want? Fuck you! I'll go to your competitor. See you go out of business. But then I saw it. I saw it on the shelf, and I was like, oh, and it was a compendium of all 3 books. So I got it, brought it home, and I'm like, you can't look at these pictures; they're too scary. Which, of course, makes her be like, I'm not scared.
Oh, so then she started drooling and wanted to see those pictures.
Wanted
so
to see
badly.
those pictures. So I showed her like the ones that are okay, but like some of those pictures are still, man, they are intense. Like spiders coming out of a girl's face, that's intense. But she thinks that story's great. But here's the best thing. I've been telling her these stories off the dome, trying to remember them, right? And my Spider Girl, the boil on the face that turns into baby spiders, is better than in the book. She's like, you tell it better, Daddy. I was like, yeah, I do. Yeah. Damn straight I do.
It's funny you
yeah,
say
we've
that,
been
because the
enjoying
other day I was in Barnes & Noble and I was looking and I saw the Aaron McLean Scary Stories Compendium. And I was like, this has the wiener illustrations. So I was looking on Amazon.
But it's literally just wiener illustrations, just me drawing creepy things.
There's the dick jokes our listeners pay
Yeah.
for.
Yeah, 2026, I'm back. Yeah.
2020 dicks.
2020 dicks. With all like the spidery veins from the spilt ink. Those illustrations.
I'm not gonna lie. There are some pictures in that book that I remember, like as a teenager, flipping through past. Like I don't like spiders, but that picture was so gross, and it really is. There's something primordial about the way that they draw the way that they draw those illustrations. They're just so. I mean, they're gorgeous in their morbidity and creepiness, and the way that he draws figures. It's like even the kid that's harvesting the toe, the kid looks
Yes.
gross.
Oh, we read the toe, and she's like, "You can't eat a toe, Daddy," and I'm like, It's a story. You can eat whatever you want. Was he a giant? Sure. It's a giant's toe. If that makes it work, it's a big old ham roast of a toe. It's
Yeah,
this
yeah.
big, spiral ham style, cooking it up for Easter, honey glaze on top. Oh, shit. Now I'm hungry.
I gotta say too, like this is a great time for a shameless plug. If you guys haven't been with us from the beginning, one of Aaron and I have been on so many awesome adventures together through this podcast, and we've done so many things that I'm wicked proud of and had a blast doing. One of the best was we did some radio plays of these stories. Now, if you guys don't remember these stories, Scary Stories is to tell in the dark or for sleepovers. It's dark,
Scary
right?
stories to tell in the dark. There's 3 books though. Scary story, more scary
Mhm.
stories, and
If you grew up in the 80s and 90s, you remember these with the creepy black and white illustrations. There's some killer stories. Erin and I did like 2 or 3 stories where one of us would be the narrator, one of us would be the voices. Erin found a bunch of sound effects that we put into the story, and we read them as if it was like a radio play from the 30s or 40s. And it was super fucking fun. I think it came out great. Erin's editing and compositing all those pieces together. It was so fun to do. It was so cool. We've always said we wanted to do another one. And
we could. Now that I'm reading them, I'm like, we should absolutely do one more because there's so many stories that we didn't do. Alligator people, there's so many good stories.
And there's one of the last part of the episode there in the books, there were some times where it would instruct you how to do like a seance, like a Bloody Mary type of thing where you go look in the mirror or, different things that you could do, like try it at home. Here's some devil worship you guys can do in your very own bathroom.
Kill a chicken.
So Rumi and I were like, it was Bloody Mary. It was say the name of a dead person 3 or 5 times and you could see them in the mirror, right? That was like the gist of it.
Yeah.
So Rumi and I took all of our recording equipment, crammed into the tiny ass bathroom in his apartment, and we talked about. Do you remember some of the names that we were talking about saying?
Bela Lugosi?
Bela Lugosi was one, I think. George Romero may have been in there, and I think John Candy was also in there. In the mix of who we might have called on, but we won't tell you who we called on. You have to see, and I won't tell you the results. But it's my favorite part of the episode is when we're in that bathroom trying to convince a spirit to come talk to us through the mirror. And what happens next? Mwah, chef's kiss. It's one of my favorite moments of all of our years, our 300 plus episodes. It's so fucking good. It's very on brand. So go, check out our Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark episode because that shit, oh God. Now I'm going to go listen to it when we're done.
I know. So I tried to play one of them for Sammy, and it freaked her out. It's the one time
I bet, yeah.
She got actually scared with Meatai Dodie Walker. Oh, so here's the other thing she'll do. Meatai Dodie Walker is about this kid. He's staying at a haunted house, and his head falls out of the fireplace. She's like, I want you to tell me how the head got there. So I came up with a prequel to Meatai Dodie
prequel?
Walker. Yeah, about this guy who's looking for a buried treasure, and he thinks it's buried inside the chimney. So he climbs up, and it's raining, and he slips, and his body goes to the bottom, but his head stays in the chimney. He gets stuck. Bonk,
I would be in so much trouble if I told that to Kent.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah.
He has been doing this thing lately where he's like super interested in something scary. He asks me questions about it. I tell him about it. He seems fine. Then he goes back to Amanda's, and when he goes to bed, he's like, I'm scared because Dad told me what Carrie was about. And she's like, what do you mean? He's like,
no,
I don't tell him the gory parts. I don't tell him the killing parts, but I tell him the gist of stuff. And he knows these stories, and he does not ever ask me to stop. He keeps asking more, and I stupidly keep telling him.
This exactly happened with me and Medusa. Sammy was like, what's Medusa? I told her about Medusa. Turns people into stone. I showed her Ray Harryhausen sculpting Medusa, and then it showed a clip from Attack of the Titans. And
that's where you got it?
The glowing eyes, and she freaked out. Well, then she started, but she uses it as a tactic to like extend bedtime. Don't leave. I'm scared.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So then I was like, if you use that to try and like not go to bed, we're not telling scary stories anymore. And she's like, nope, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good. Like, got to threaten him a little bit. I will take this away.
Well,
Yeah.
if we're talking scary stories, let's change
Segue.
gears a little bit here. Yeah, little one of our super subtle segues that we love to point out. Are you? I think I know the answer to this, but I'll ask like I don't, so it's good radio. Are you a big Stephen King fan? You like as a writer, as his storytelling, as his books go?
You know I am.
Mm-hmm.
From like as I get older, my mind as a critical consumer of media, my critical brain has gotten like over it. Like
Mm-hmm.
I respect the shit out of Stephen King. I
Yeah.
think he is a brilliant mind, changed the face of horror. But every time I read one of his books, I'm kind of he doesn't stick the landing for me. Rarely,
Sure.
rarely.
And I think we all know, I think anybody that is a fan of his and has read his stuff, we know that that is a common criticism. So it's like a stereotype, right? If that many people say it, it's got to be like at least partially true. And
Sure.
I think I can name easily half a dozen things where the story itself and acts 1 and 2 are way better than the end.
Sure.
But as far as consuming his media, you've read more than 12 of his books, right? You could tell me
Yes.
in and out a ton of his stories, right?
Yeah.
I literally grew up with him. I was doing projects on his books in 6th grade. I still have some of them. I remember reading Stephen King for projects in 6th grade, and my teacher thought that was the coolest. So she encouraged it. My dad was a huge Stephen King fan, so as soon as I was into it and old enough, he'd be like, read this one. This is one of my favorites. And I loved having that bond with him that we could, on a drive talk about Cujo or whatever, even though I was only like 6th or 7th grade.
Yeah.
And my 6th grade teacher, Miss Levy, she had met him at a party somewhere and danced with him. And she said he was super awkward. And I thought she was so cool for having met him. But I grew up reading his books, and all the big ones, obviously, and a lot of the lesser known stuff. Some of the Bachman books are actually some of my favorites. Running Man might be my favorite thing he ever wrote.
Did you see the new Running Man?
I haven't yet, and I heard it is disappointing, but I will see it at some point because I heard it's a lot closer to the book, and the
Sure.
book is one of my favorite post-apocalyptic kind of stories. It's not apocalyptic, but Big Brother is watching type stuff. But anyway. The reason I ask all this is I've read dozens and dozens of his books. And just like some directors, I always say that he is a great storyteller. And even his worst book, like I don't know off the top of my head what my least favorite would be, but whatever it is, it was still a good story. It's like someone that tells a good joke, even
Right,
if
I
you tell a
finished it.
joke that's not your best. Yeah. And if you tell a joke that's not my favorite joke, was it still funny? Yeah, it was pretty funny. And you craft a good joke, Go ahead.
Tommy Knockers. Not a great book.
Yeah, fair. Well, but here's the thing. Tommy Knockers is a great example. Tommy Knockers I read not knowing much about at all except what the creatures look like in the movie. The book
Terrible.
is pretty ho hum as far as like what you're getting out of it, but he crafts a good character. He writes a good scene, and even though I don't remember the character's name now or whatever, I remember visualizing her house and seeing how she was moving through that space. I remember feeling for her when she was touching the weird metal and everything. And that is for sure a forgettable book, but he wrote an interesting enough story. I like to hear his stories. So I always think of him as a storyteller, and I think like Spielberg is almost another example. I was talking with a buddy the other night at Shitty Movie Sunday, and he said Spielberg hasn't really done anything great in a while. I said fair, but he hasn't done anything bad. Like there's Spielberg movies that I don't particularly like or care for or remember, but they were told well. It just wasn't as great.
It's not the Tobe Hooper effect where he made like 2 good movies. And
Two
then it's
good
been
ones
like,
and everything else weird. No, it's like Steven Spielberg could probably tell you about his day and you'd be interested, And I feel the same way about Stephen King. So all that to say, I've actually been dabbling in a lower generation of King, and I've been reading some of Joel Hill's stuff. And we have had multiple episodes about Lock and Key, We've had an episode where we talked about the books, and we had an episode where we talked about. Remember, we went to Netflix with one of the showrunners, and we got some info on the show before it was even released, and we got to talk about
Yeah.
what keys we would make. That was a fun episode. 2 fun episodes about that.
I love Lock and Key, man. That is a good,
Lock and Key is
good
mind
series.
blowing. It really is fantastic. But when I was reading that, I remember being like, this is a very Stephen King-esque framework, right? You have a family that is beset by some sort of tragedy. The tragedy is human and man-made and not supernatural. Now we have a supernatural thing, and the man-made threat is coming back. Stephen King does that all the time with bullies, right? It is a great example. You have Pennywise, and that's a terrible thing. But then you also have the bully, and the bully is eventually kind of hooks up with Pennywise and becomes a accomplice of Pennywise, and that happens a lot in Lock and Key as well. But Lock and Key is fantastic, but I wanted to read some Joe Hill novels, so I've actually been working my way through a couple of his novels. I read Nos for Atu, Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Did you have you read any?
I read
his
the comic
novels?
book. Yeah, I read the comic book Nosferatu. It was
Interesting.
too weird.
Did he write
for
the
me-
comic book, or was it an adaptation?
I have it right over here. I'd have to look. It was too
Okay,
weird.
interesting.
Like, because it was like one of those things like, I know what a Nosferatu is. This is not it. I don't understand why there's a
It's
candy.
oh yeah.
I don't understand
It's
why
definitely-
this car,
yeah.
you know, it made no sense.
No, it wasn't Nosferatu at all. But that was the first of his prose that I read. That wasn't a
Mhm.
comic. It was same thing that I'd say about Stephen King's lesser stories. He's a good storyteller, just like his dad. He kind of crafts this world, not just the tangible aspect of his characters, but their motivations, the kind of people they are, how their voice sounded. It really is a thorough imagining, and I could see that whole world. But at the end of that book, I didn't really care, and I was just trying to get through it.
Yeah.
And I don't know where Nosferatu was in his writing, but I'm right now working my way through a short story compendium called 20th Century Ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's short stories. The first one that I read was called Heart-Shaped Box. And Heart-Shaped Box was a pretty good story. It's about this aging, pretty much retired rock and roll guy. And he loves the occult. He's supposed to be kind of like a ripoff of Ozzy. And people send him occult shit all the time. So he finds out that on eBay or some weird site, someone is selling a haunted suit, like suit of clothes, a men's suit. And the person is saying, listen, this suit is haunted. And whoever owns it will own that ghost. So if you want if you're interested into that kind of weird occulty shit, so he buys it. And it is indeed haunted. And it turns out that the seller of the suit knew he would buy it, and it was part of a revenge scheme against him. And it's really interesting. And again, just like I'm saying about Stephen King, really well-written characters, some really creepy imagery, and some really creepy scenes and some situations, some good set pieces. I won't remember it in another 3 months. You know what I mean? And the ending got very horror movie-esque, and it was fine. It was cool. But just didn't quite hit the bar. And I guess, I read more comics than I do prose, and there's only so many comics I read that I then tell someone, oh, you got to check this out. Most of them I don't say, oh, I read this, and it was okay. I just put it down,
I've been reading, I think we talked about it, Nice House by the Lake, Nice House by the Sea.
Yeah, you mentioned it.
James Tinian, so good, really into it.
Worth checking out, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, you got to buckle up. It's a dense, it's building. It's not just a one shot. It's building into something bigger, which I like though. I like Gremlins, right?
I do.
And Sammy loves Gremlins. We're building a gizmo right off screen here. Zach Galligan, the actor who plays Billy in Gremlins, lives near me.
Really?
And I was at the drugstore waiting in line to pick up a prescription, and I turn around and he walks up. And I haven't run into him before. You want to hear a really embarrassing time I met a pseudo celebrity?
I'll speak for myself and our listeners. Yes.
So I'm not one to like get excited about celebrity, right? Like if I work with actors and people that other people consider celebrities. Usually when I see a celebrity, I'm like, all right, give them space. They don't really want to be bothered. But here's Zach Gallihan walks up, and I didn't expect to see him, so my face
Right.
immediately gave it away. I assumed
It's
it was
different
like
when you don't expect it, right? It's like when you go to Comic-Con, it's a little different. But when you're
Yep.
picking up your erectile dysfunction medication, it's a different story.
I was there for gout medication. He was probably there for the ED meds. So he walks up and he sees me, and I go, oh, and like you could see in his face, and his face goes, yeah, it's me. And then we stand there, and I'm just like, and he could just tell. He's like, hey, and I was like, yeah, oh man, and I was like, oh man, big fan of Gremlins. My daughter, she's 5. We watch Gremlins like every Sunday, and he goes, that's a lot.
You should have said we watched it one time, but then we poured water on the DVD, so now we have to do it every Sunday. There's way more now.
It's like we're building the Gizmo Legos. He's like, it's great. I love that the younger generation's still into it. You could tell he's just like, I don't want to talk to anybody while I'm picking up my meds. And it
He's
was
like,
just
my girlfriend. My girlfriend's in the car. I got to get that ED.
Yeah. So now I'm standing there feeling like an idiot. And like when you work in the industry, you also like want to let them know that it's like,
right,
I'm
like cool.
I'm not like a regular idiot, but I've already blown that. So I was like, it's not worth it. And then like, I'm not going to make eye contact anymore. So now it's just like we're sitting there, and then they're backed up. So they're like, you guys need to go sit down over there. So like we're just sitting next to each other in awkward silence because I don't want to bother this guy anymore. And he definitely doesn't want to talk to me about it. Oh, and I'm thinking like, oh man, Waxworks is pretty good too. Maybe I should talk to him about Waxworks.
Yeah. We just watched that shitty movie within the last like month or two too.
It's too good for shitty movie. That's a great movie. That movie's phenomenal.
We loved it. We loved it. There's a lot to laugh at and make fun of. It's definitely not a terrible movie, and there's some really fun shit about it.
Well, it also like it's a movie that knows what you came to see. And when you got Jonathan Rhys Meyers turning into a werewolf and ripping people in half, I'm so on board. When she's down in the vampire basement and the dude's leg is a skeleton leg and they're peeling pieces of flesh off of it, I'm so here for it. It's so good. Yeah, I love that movie.
That is definitely there's when you watch a movie, even an amazing movie like Blade, there's still things like Blade has one or two things that I'd be like, change that and it's perfect. Sure. Change that and it's perfect. Waxwork is pretty much just like, okay, I could probably change a couple things, but you don't need to. It's already pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. I mean, did you ever see the sequel, Lost in Time?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Definitely not nearly as good, but
no,
fun.
Not nearly as good. I remember the other day when we watched the first one, I was like, I know that one of them is way better than the other, but I can't remember which one is the better one. But after watching the first one, I was like, it's got to be the second one is not as good.
So good. So fun. I got a bunch of DVDs for Christmas.
Wait, so what happened? You guys didn't go get coffee and he's not coming on the show? You and Zach Galifianakis?
Nah, I fucked it up, man. I just made it. I wasn't prepared. If I was at like a thing and I'd be like, hey, what's up, man? Come on my show. Yeah, sure, he'll do it. But like running into somebody while we're in line for medication, boring.
This is awesome now because I will search him out and I will approach him with that and be like, listen, I need to first, let me apologize on the behalf of my stupid fucking co-host. He was embarrassed that the lead in Gremlins saw him getting his erectile dysfunction medication, and he was flabbergasted enough that he didn't ask you any Gremlins questions or invite you to be on our show. We were lifelong fans. I'm sorry for the uncomfortable silence that must have been screaming throughout that CVS. I'd like to formally invite you onto our show. Yeah.
wink.
Yeah, he wanted you to know. He wanted you to know that doesn't happen. It doesn't usually happen to him like that. And he'll say, "Oh, it's okay." He'll say, "It's okay. It happens to everybody." He's gonna say, "I'm actually a fan of your show, and I've been listening. And there was too many erectile dysfunction jokes. I'm not gonna come on." Like I'll say that's fair. Thank you for emailing me back.
Yeah, at least he emailed you back.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's funny, man. Yeah, it was probably my worst meeting a celebrity moment I've ever had. Because usually like I'm at an event, I'm at a thing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like when I met Heather Langenkamp, we were at a horror convention, and I was like, "Hey, I'm the VFX supervisor on Walking Dead, so I'm not here as a fan," And she was like, "Oh, cool." Then she talked to me for like 10 minutes because it's like getting away from like, oh God, can you believe all these
She's on her
people showed up?
podcast right now being like, "Oh, I met this VFX supervisor one time and I wasn't ready for him. So I was acting really stupid."
Stupid. Yeah, I was not ready to run into somebody I recognize, let alone somebody that I'm like a fan of. Yeah, very
No,
rarely.
I know what you mean. My favorite running into somebody is when I was working in New York City, when I was in the industry, I was on a Will Smith movie in New York City, and me and a bunch of friends went to like a restaurant/club, and it was like a fancy place. I must have told the story before. It was like a fancier place than normal.
Yeah.
But I was making that I Am Legend money so I could go out. And I went to the bathroom, and the bathroom was one of those unisex hand wash bathrooms. So, like, you walk down a hallway, you walk into a room, and there was all these very fancy motion activated sinks. And then there was a door to the left for the ladies and a door to the right for the men. So I went to the right door, did what I needed to do, came out, started washing my hand. And like a reasonably attractive girl came out and she was washing her hands. And the best thing I could think of was to look at her and be like, "Hey, how's this unisex bathroom treating you?" And she was like, "Good," and laughed and walked away. And that was it. And I was like, well, she laughed. That's all I was going for. So I sat back down and like we're eating, we're doing stuff. And one of my friends was like, "Did you hear? The waitress said that Fergie was here." And now I know that Fergie was a singer and a Black Eyed Peas, and I think it was that she just had started her solo career. And it was roomy. It was when we lived together because I was on I Am Legend. And when I came back to the apartment, I went to Best Buy, like months, like 2 months later, when I flew back from New York to LA, I went to Best Buy, and her solo album had just dropped. So when
like,
I walked in, I literally walked in, and there was like a cardboard standee and all of the CDs. And the CD, that first album, had her face on it. And I was like, "Hey, that's the girl from the bathroom." And she was like, "Oh my God, that's the creature effects supervisor from I Am Legend." So she was kind of flubbing her words and stuff too.
Oh my gosh, I Am Legend. That's a while back. I was at home making a Terminator costume out of L200. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh God,
So
that's funny.
good.
All right, so Zach Galifianakis, when you're listening, sorry for my roommate's behavior. Please come on our show. I promise
I'm sorry
we could be
too.
that I keep calling him Zach Galifianakis.
Zach Galligan. Yeah, I promise to have my wits about me the next time I just have to always expect to see celebrities. I just go outside.
Yeah, you gotta be ready.
Oh shit! Oh, is that Fergie? Oh, is that Zach Galligan? Oh shit!
Oh,
Phoebe
I've
Cates.
entered every bathroom since then. I'm ready. I am ready.
You got a little joke loaded in the chamber, ready to rock.
Always, always. God,
that's effing funny, man. But yeah, it's been a good holiday. Other than that embarrassing moment.
Any other media worth talking about? Any movies you've seen? Any video games? You said you're working on the Lego Gremlins.
Lego Gremlins, but I got some good physical media. John Woo's The Killer.
Nice.
Yeah, 4K, UHD, all that goodness.
Who? What distributor?
This is Scream. Shout.
Oh, okay.
Shout.
Nice.
They are re-releasing a bunch of like Better Tomorrow trilogy.
Shout.
Shout. They're doing the John Woo. They're releasing
Shout?
a bunch of John Woos.
Shout.
Shout.
Letting it all out.
I thought we were on like some weird delay. I was like, third time he said that.
No, I want.
Uh-oh.
I'm glad you met me on that joke, though. I appreciate that.
These are the things.
There we go. So I just got, and I've been telling everyone that will listen, there's a company called Second Sight out of the UK that releases some really good editions of some stuff. I finally just bought It Follows and When Evil Lurks. When Evil Lurks or Where Evil Lurks? I can never fucking remember.
Axe to the Face movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's When. I was going to buy When Evil Lurks on Blu-ray because it was on sale on Amazon, but there were no special features. So then I did a quick Google to see if there was any better editions, and this edition from the UK was just about to drop. It's a 2-disc edition. There's it comes with lobby cards, which I don't care, but it comes with an over 100-page essay book with multiple essays. Same for It Follows. They did one for The Guest. There's all these crazy sold out ones that are, $100 or $200 on eBay. So I was like, fuck, I'm gonna spend money I don't have and get these two, and I'm glad that I did. I got It Follows and I got When Evil Lurks. Ooh. The DVDs, like, I'm not one of those that can tell you about the resolution or anything, but they're 4K and they look fantastic on my TV. They look really good. And then they have commentaries as well as a good amount of special features, but I think the essay books were worth the price of admission for me. They are so cool and interesting to deconstruct some of these horror movies on an academic level. And it's got me, like, the last couple of movies I've watched, I'm thinking about what essay I would want to write based on, whatever movie I'm watching.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And it really is like, we had this great bachelor's education, you and I, Rumi, at Emerson College, where we learned about all these movies that we didn't care about, we didn't think were relevant, and I guess that knowledge is somewhere back there helping us do, or helping me when I was in the industry, because I'm in the industry, and you in the industry. We got, like, all that education that still is there and accessible, but at the same time, like, if it was about movies that we loved or talked about or cared about at a given moment, you'd be more interested in it. And I think if someone right now said, hey, write an essay about It Follows, so it could be whatever you want. Damn, I would love that. Like, that would be so cool to dive into. Or pick a horror movie that's come out in the last 5 years and write a 500-word essay about it. Like, that wouldn't feel like work to me. That would be fun. That would be a fun thing to explore, right? Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what you and I do a little bit on this show. We just say stupid words like assholes and stuff. But it's not as academic as it could be.
I believe academic essays don't love a dick joke. But I mean, like, Fangoria might let you. I don't know.
But it's, I like that, and it was cool to watch two movies that I care about in one of my favorite genres, possibly my favorite genre, and kind of read some deconstructions about them on different levels. And there was some really, really good stuff. And, like, I'll say, like, the best part, the one that comes to mind the best is one of the special features from When Evil Lurks. If you guys haven't heard, Rumi and I have talked about that movie. We did a review on it. It's so good. The director of that movie has made a couple movies that it's Argentinian. He's really good at crafting tension, and the special feature, they say that he's a terror director, and they say that terror is when there's a monster outside your door and you hear the monster clawing at the windows. You can feel the monster looking in at you. It's the dread that you are surrounded by a force that you know is scary. Horror is when that monster finally makes himself known, when the monster reveals himself and comes in through the window. And I love that idea because I don't think it's a catch-all for everything, but I like the idea of crafting a scare. And you and I have always talked about that there's so many cheats to horror, but you can't really cheat that terror, that tension of leading up to it where you're worried, where your hair stands up. And that's where that's where the movies are for me. I think It Follows does a great job with that, but, like, When Evil Lurks, whoo!
This is where we've lost everything as a society. We have completely lost the understanding of many crafts: music, movies, television, everything. We've lost because we consume so much of it that we think we can do it. But it's
Mm.
like crafting good horror, and we've talked about it so many times, takes a skill. It isn't just shooting the pieces. It's, the editing, the pacing, the music. It's putting it all together and having a big picture for it. And I feel like we've just lost that because I watch so many movies that are like, I got the elements. And it's like, yeah, but again, I'm going to go back to a baking reference. Sure, you put it all in there, but the amounts were all over the place. And I don't know if it's because you
Yeah.
didn't understand the recipe, or you didn't follow the recipe, or you just wanted to try something different to see what an extra scoop of sugar would do. But like, that's not horror. That's not, you're not
Yeah.
doing it right. And there's just a lot of that lately.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's very apt. I think that's very true. Like it's and I think it's I guess you can apply that to anything, right? Like you can apply that to comedy. I could tell a joke and I can make a joke. Like, yeah, people can make jokes, but are you a comedian? Like, do you understand the beats of a joke? Do you understand
Yeah.
those type of things? And I don't think it's as simple as a lot of us think it is. And again, that's the difference between a Stephen King and a person, a person that
Yeah.
just writes horror stories. It's like anyone could write a scary story, but can you craft it? Can you really, build it and put certain beats and structures the way it's supposed to be? That makes a difference, right?
Yeah. And I really think because the internet is this tool that has given us the ability to be like, I know everything. I got access to this thing. It doesn't make you good at it. Just because you
Right.
can
Yeah.
all the information in the world at the tips of your fingertips, in the palm of your hand, doesn't make you smarter. It doesn't
Yeah.
make you
Yeah.
better if you're not executing right. I don't know. But yeah,
It's interesting.
I love When Evil Lurks is such a bleak movie. I love it. That movie's freaking
It
great.
really is. It's a hard movie to watch, right?
Yeah, really good though. But it starts out so strong, and it's strong through most of the movie. It's a solid.
Oh, it's
movie.
strong through all of it. Even I mean, it's. I think the word I always use for that one is brutal. Like it is brutal at times, and I would say even the times where it's not physically brutal, it's still freaking scary, and there's just constant dread in it.
You ever seen The
yeah,
Cat?
that's on the cat.
Yeah, this is a Lam Nai Choi who made the unhinged masterpiece, The Seventh Curse, and Ricky. Oh, the story of Ricky.
Okay.
Both unhinged masterpieces. This is a movie
Sure.
about a space cat, and the clips from this are so bonkers. I haven't watched the movie yet, but I am so excited to have this Blu-ray, and I cannot wait to watch it. But it is, Lam Nai Choi, who's been one of my favorite directors. He's pulled off so much good stuff. This movie looks bananas. Lots of ooey gooey grossness. The back is super bloody looking, so gory. And a lot of gooey practical effects. I think he's going to deliver, so I'm excited.
What year is it, and what country did you say?
I believe this is Hong Kong. But like wonderful pre-CGI special effects, rubbers galore, and truly bonkers action. The Cat is part horror, part sci-fi, and what the fuck? When did
Does
this
it say
come out?
that?
Yep, 1999. Well, it says WTF.
Okay.
I believe it's 1999 is when this came out.
Okay. Interesting.
1992. Sorry.
Oh, damn. That's a quite a difference.
Yeah. 1992.
Did you buy that on a whim, or did you know?
I've been hunting for this. I've been trying to get a hold of this for a long time because it's hard to find, and it's really it didn't have a lot of releases. A lot of the stuff from like the 90s and earlier, they didn't back up properly. So like all these DVDs that they're doing for Hard Boiled, The Killer, Better Tomorrow series, the John Woo series, they had to like really do some work to get a 4K remaster. The Cat was just like trying to find some high resolution version of it. And it's hard because I guess in Hong Kong, they didn't archive their films the same way that, they're just kind of like, it's done. Yeah, throw it away. Who cares? It's like, oh, shit.
Come on, Hong Kong.
Yeah, but I'm excited. I love weird Asian horror films, so I'm excited.
How'd you hear about that one?
I saw a clip of. Well, I've been following Lam Nai Choi, the director, for a while because I love Riccio and I really like
Following him into the pharmacy.
Yeah, I'm like, but that one I didn't mess up. He's coming on next week. Let's go.
I gotta start watching some Cats then.
He's like, handsome boys, you say? I'm coming on. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. Yeah, no, I really like his movies, and I was like, what else has he done? And the cat kept popping up is like, oh, so bonkers. But like the clips I saw, I was like, I don't want to watch anymore. I don't want to watch anymore. I need to see this movie. I can't just watch a clip. It was a puppet cat kung fu kicking the shit out of a puppet dog, and it looked hysterical, like so violent, like think The Matrix, but two puppet animals like quack, 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 quack. And you're like, what? Gotta watch it.
I'm on board. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, right. Better than The Mangler. A movie I made.
I don't know, man. Just there's a lot. Oh God, yeah. I, the way that we usually prepare for our episodes, it's a lot of it is, I don't want to say it's off the cuff, but we don't like write a script or anything, and we certainly don't coordinate things together because we want it to be organic. But on something like sometimes films, watching or reading or something, I'll take notes during because I want to make certain points. I took a lot of notes for The Mangler, but I don't know how to articulate my feelings about it. Like I'm having trouble putting into words
it's
exactly
so weird.
The feeling. Yeah.
Like what did I watch? What are the purposes? This is why it's harder for us to write that 500-word essay about The Mangler than anybody who ever wrote about Citizen Kane. Like, get fucked. like, you wrote 500
Take that,
words.
Scholars.
Yeah, you wrote 500 words about a good movie. Oh yeah, there will be blood. Oh, it's 500 words shits out your ass the second you fucking put a pencil in it. I dare you.
My mom could do 500 words on Citizen Kane.
Right? I dare you to write 500 meaningful words about The Mangler that isn't just like, boo, it sucked. Like, take it seriously. This is the other thing. Like, people start writing their ideas of what critique is, and they're like, boo, it sucked. And people are just so negative. Take it seriously. If it doesn't suck, why did it suck? If you don't like it, why? What about it didn't work? Oh, the acting was bad. No, not good enough. The sets were uninspired. Okay, now we're talking. What is it? Like, critique is about understanding the elements and why something is actually good and bad, not just thumbs up, thumbs down.
You can't say it. Yeah, you can't just say it was great or it was terrible. Like, that's not a review. That's an opinion. What if you're reviewing it? Why? Why do you feel that way? I don't have to agree with you, but tell me your reasons so I can understand where you're coming from. I honestly don't even know if The Mangler was bad. It just is like. It's just, I don't. You ever have someone be like, "Oh, this is my favorite flavor. Try it," and you try it, and you're like, "Let me get another. I need another lick. I don't quite know what flavor that is." That's how this is like. And I wrote a whole bunch of words down, and I could read you my notes, but it's not really going to tell you how I feel about it.
Yeah, well, it's the best movie about a killer laundry machine I've ever seen.
Agreed. Bar none,
hands down. It was good enough to garnish 4 sequels.
Well, we're teasing you guys, but this is going to be our next episode. This is, and we're going to record it soon, so you guys don't have to wait 7 months for it.
Yeah, we are. So goofy, man. We'll see what happens, man. But let us know what you got for Christmas, guys. I want to know, did Santa deliver? Were you nice enough to get what you wanted? Santa brought it to you. What you got going in the new year? Doom and gloom? Me too.
You said let us know what you got for Christmas. I want to let us know what you got from the pharmacy. Who'd you see there?
What celebrities did you run into?
Yeah.
What annoying
What celebrities did you embarrass yourself?
Yeah. If you're a celebrity, write in and let us know what annoying podcasters you ran into. I love to hear all that stuff. But yeah,
Oh,
follow us
God.
social media, Facebook, Instagram, X, all that stuff at Launchpad Pod, our website, launchpadpod.com, and YouTube, where you can see our pixelated faces. Internet's a little bit better though. Hey, we got through an episode this time. It was awesome. Rumi, the only thing one last thing for us to do. That's blast this thing off. You ready?
Yep. Now, why on mine, like on my side, I'm hitting the middle, but you're hitting the wrong side. Do you see that or no?
Oh, see, on my side, we're touching hands right now. Isn't that weird?
Oh, see, on my side, we're both touching the left frame of our screen.
Weird. So
when you publish, how does that happen?
I mean, you guys, we look. It's what I see. I have.
Is it?
I get the priority. Yeah, I guess so.
Huh. Okay.
That's weird. I never
Special
knew
effects.
that.
Now you know how the sausage is made.
That blows my mind. I never knew that you don't see the same screen orientation that I do.
Is Well, you see? Do you see my Launchpad logo over my?
Don't
Is
ask
it to
me a
the right
direction.
of me?
I'm dyslexic, and none of that will make. Nope. It is over your shoulder, right or left. No. Woo.
Oh God! People watch and listen to this show and be like, "How do these tools get through life?" Like, so much of our lives are not watching Gremlins and talking about pizzas and like they're like, how do they go to the grocery store?
This is.
And you're right. You're right to wonder that.
I think this my very thing myself. I am so good at my job, but my job is in a real life situation. I
Right?
go to work
Yeah.
I make it. I'm so good at making TV shows, you guys. But when I have to like live at home and like get a car wash, I can't figure out how to put my damn car in neutral because it's a beep boop. It doesn't have a stick. It's a button. I'm like talking to it. I'm like, hey car, neutral please. Bing bong, bing bong. Like I don't, and like. And you know me, I go from like 0
And then you're
to
embarrassed, so
like
you try to tell your car that you're in the industry so that it doesn't think you're stupid. Oh, sorry, I'm in the industry, car.
yeah, and it's like, oh, I get it. He's an idiot. And I'm immediately at like 60. I'm like, God damn it! I'm like ready to punt my head through a wall. Like, I can't go outside because I don't know how to do things, Matt. Like it's really. I don't know how to do life things stuff. Yeah, you're lucky.
I'm confident.
You're lucky you don't run into me.
I'm confident that I can do that, but then I'll get like 2 steps in and be like, I don't know how to fucking grocery shop. What's the difference between this and this? And I'm like, then I realize if I can do it, I catch myself be like, there's no difference. Just get whichever one's cheaper. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, whatever's cheaper. It's crazy. It's crazy out there, man. Yeah, readjusting to civilian life. It's pretty ridiculous.
Because I'm in the industry, I just got back from a shoot. You could have said to Zach Galifianakis, she could be like, because some of us are still working.
I wanted to be like, so Gremlins 3, and he'd be like, I'm not going to be in it. And I'd be like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still a fan. I think you did a great job. All right, guys. Till next time, we're the Rocketeers, and we are out. Oh, no. Set my outro. What? You were supposed to set the outro. Oh, gosh. I forgot how to podcast.
You said you can't do real life. You can't even do this fake life.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.